Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, L'Olam Vayed. Eschatology. Eschatology is a part of theology concerned with the final events of history, or the ultimate destiny of humanity. This concept is commonly referred to as the end of the world, or as the end times. And it's my opinion that we are experiencing that right now. This is the summation of many theologies in how the end times are going to occur. And most people watching this are either Christians or heard of the Christian theology. And Revelations is how the end of times is put in the Christian theology. But we have to understand that in the theologies of theologies, Christianity is a pretty new theology. Humanity is quite old. And religion and the study of souls is far older than Christianity. It's far older than Judaism. It's far older than Hinduism. We can probably go back as far as the Zoroastrians to appreciate the soul and the discussions of the soul and religion. Zoroastrianism is the original monotheism and is really, really, really old. Most of y'all have never even heard of it. And that's always been strange to me, but I guess it's all coming out now. So let's go through the end of times as, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 of the world's major religions. Look at them. The Buddhist religion, the Christian religion, the Hindu religion, the Islamic religion, the Jewish religion, the Taoist, and then finally the Zoroastrians. This is an alphabetical order. It is not an order of importance because right now, frankly, the order of importance is pretty meaningless unless you are an observer of these faiths, because what's going to happen is going to happen. And none of us have the power to stop it. So we either appreciate it and marvel at what's going to occur, or we get struck by absolute fear, panic, and many of the predictions for the end of times for many people will come true, because society is going to come to a big reckoning in the next few months. And some people are just not going to be able to handle the fact that the creator of this planet and of humanity is coming back, as many religions, actually all religions, prophesized. I talked about the Hopi, and to me, if you want clarity as to what's going to happen, go back to the video where I talk about the Hopi, Hopi Blue Star Kashina, and that is in the video the Blue Star of David, the Jewish symbol, and then the Blue Star of Kashina, and this is the Hopi Indians of North America and their prophecy of the end of times. Please note, and I should put the Hopis in that list, but I've already discussed them, but the Hopi Indians have been incredibly religious throughout their history, so much so that they stayed in barren lands and learned from ancient traditions to farm their barren lands and have maintained their religious orthodoxy. And their revelations throughout history have been pretty impressive. If you take time to understand the Hopi, their religious focus, and the strength of their practice, and the strength of their prophecies. So the Reader's Digest version the simple version of what's going to happen is the Hopi version. All right, so I am in Wikipedia and I'm on end time. So if you're watching this video and you want to see where I am, and I don't go into a lot of details, I kind of breeze through things, you can get greater detail on this Wikipedia page, which I think is pretty, yeah, it's very good. It is very, very, very good because it puts things as academic as possible. And although there is a little bit of snarkiness of atheists who've published a lot of these things, snarkiness is going to go away in the next couple of months. So let's start with the Buddhist, which many people say is not a religion but a practice. I tend to agree, but it does have its theology. And in the Buddhist theology, there's going to become a new existence. Basically, there's going to become a new beginning for humanity, and their timeline was probably about 4,600 after Christ, 2,600 years off. But they're measuring the planet Nibiru and its orbit, and we have to understand that this planet is not controlled simply by the orbit, but it's controlled by the Creator. It can speed up the planet, it can slow it down, as we're seeing happen right now in real time. All of the astronomers are amazed at how fast this thing is and how large it is. And now the laughable thing is that it's going to break up. Well, if it's visited so many times, as astronomers are telling us now, then why hasn't it broken up before? Because they have to have some misinformation in the system to manage the panic of the people once this all starts to unfold. So the Buddha describes an end of times. The Christian theology is very well noted, and I'm not going to put a lot of attention into this, but we can know that there is a great deal of history that we can go into with St. John and how they describe the end of times. But the Christian religion is linked with the Jewish religion. So whatever the Christian religion did with the end of times theology of the Jews was just to rewrite, enhance, and make dramatic basic Jewish theology. And so I just don't have to put too much time into the Christian end of times. I actually want to get to the Jewish. The Hindu religion, which is incredibly old and speaks of this time coming without fear, without panic, that it's not going to be horrible. We are going to have the final rendition of Vishnu come down in a white horse to the planet and give us direction. I have no problem with that. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Our Creator is going to come down in something beautiful, impressive from Nibiru, because he has to transit that space. It's going to be a beautiful craft, or it's going to be a beautiful animal. We just have to look forward to see what it's going to be. But Vishnu or Shiva is the great god of the Hindu religion, and has been fighting for us for many, many thousands upon thousands of years, and is going to come to bring in a new era of peace and understanding. So let's get to the Jewish religion, because by my studies, the God of the Jews is basically our fundamental creator, and the main god, or one of the top gods that are in Nibiru. And so the Jews have a strong tradition and practice, and the Hopi have a strong ancient practice. These are two religions whose ancient practices in many ways mirror each other. And some of the language even sounds alike. A lot of what I've heard in Hopi and some of the ancient linguistics that they use sounds very close to some Semitic words. So I think those traditions are obviously linked. I mean, who am I kidding? They are obviously linked. So what the Jewish religion looks to at the end of world and the end of time is not that this place is going to be destroyed, rather that there's going to be a renewal. And that is the Jewish faith and the Christian faith as well, and then as well as the Islamic faith, which I'm not going to put any great deal of time because it also reflects the Jewish beliefs. And what the Jews believe is that God redeems the Jewish people from the captivity, and you're going to have a good argument for me to say that the Jewish people have not suffered throughout history of the Jewish people. So they've been kicked out of Israel numerous times. They've been held in captivity. They were held in captivity in Babylon and exiled, and then they were allowed by the Iranian kings to Cyrus the Great to return to Israel, and then, I mean, we know the history of the Jews, and it's been nothing but persecution. Anti-Semitism is strong today. It is strong, 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 and it's been strong throughout history. And there's no explanation for anti-Semitism. Either you hate the Jewish people or you don't. And when you do hate the Jewish people, money, they think they're so great. It is just basic jealousies and inexplicable anger at a people and an ancient religion that has done nothing but try to be as peaceful as possible. That's why the Holocaust by the Germans was so easy. Because the Jewish people didn't have arms. They weren't going to fight back. What, you want us to get on a train? All right. You want us to disembark here? All right. Okay, we're going to die. All right, we have a faith that our God is going to redeem us. So we go to death without fighting because our faith is stronger than your Nazi regime. And one of my studies throughout my life has been politics. And one of the reasons the Jewish people are so such a thorn in the side of many governments, especially dictators, is because Jewish people never abide fully by a government. Their faith is always stronger than whatever government is in place. So they'll pay their taxes, they'll do their work, but they're not going to believe in your political ideology because their religious ideology trumps all. So there's not going to be a time or a government where the Jewish people say, I'm 100% for you. They'll say, I'm 70% for you, but 100% for the synagogue, to my God, to my religion. But you guys are great. Here's some tax money. I'm going to vote. I'm going to support you. Please don't kill us. Don't make any laws against us. And I'm here for you. Why the Jewish people have thrived in the United States. But, you know, there's anti-Semitism here in America, there's anti-Semitism in Europe, there's anti-Semitism all over the world and throughout history. And there's a reason. And the reason is coming back right now. One of the prophecies is that God returns the people to the land of Israel. That's been done. Restores the house of David and the temple in Jerusalem. That could be done, and it may have already been done. That we do not know, but it definitely will be done if it hasn't. So the Jewish people rejoice because pretty soon the temple will be restored. God creates a regent from the house of David, a Jewish Messiah to lead the Jewish people and the world and usher in a new age of justice and peace. Christians believe that Jesus Christ was the Messiah. Jesus Christ clearly said that he was not the Messiah. There's some coded words in there that in the New Testament that says it, but John the Baptist said Jesus, Yeshua, Yeshua is his Jewish name, and that's how I call Jesus, because he was a faithful Jew. He was supposedly a rabbi, so he ate kosher, he lived Jewish, and he died Jewish. He did not die Christian. Christian is a new thing, but Judaism is old, and Yeshua was a faithful practitioner of Judaism. So I respect that. And that people took his teachings and created a whole new religion. Well, there's no way we can control that. But the religion that Yeshua practiced was Judaism, and he was of the house of David. But as you imagine a big blue star coming to the earth, and it is half the size of the sun, well, you can pretty much imagine that if the Creator, the God of the Jews, instructed the Jews that this is what's going to happen, either through prophecy or through direct discussions with Moses, well, this is probably what's going to happen. It's pretty easy for the Creator to say, hey, here's David himself, resurrected, and he is going to lead the Jewish people in this new age. Pretty easy to see. And all nations will recognize that the God of Israel is the only true God. Well, humor me for a second. Again, we already know that we have a planet half the size of the sun screaming into our inner solar system. And by December 25th, its trajectory is putting it on the east side of the planet Earth. So come Christmas time, we're going to have a Star of David. A blue star, a blue six-pointed star that is going to be a Bethlehem star. Just like Christmas, just like many Christians have celebrated throughout the last 2,000 years. So that will be back, and when you see a divine being come from that star to the planet, and he can testify that I created you, and here's a whole bunch more of you, and here are your ancestors, well, it's going to be hard to deny that. Well, yeah, okay, you are the one true God, and every nation of every faith will say, yep, we kind of were wrong in what we were saying, but you guys got it. It's going to be hard to deny. I mean, you know, Super Bowl champion is a Super Bowl champion. The Creator of humanity coming back and saying, the Jews were my people, and here they are all resurrected, thank you for this. And what moves forward? Well, that's up to the Creator. God resurrects the dead. I had that feeling. And when I came across this, it hit me really hard. So I've had the feeling since I saw and put together that this is Nibiru, that on that massive, giant, half the size of some planet, I mean, it's easy to have the souls of humans for the last 30,000 years, 35,000 years is my guess. Cro-Magnon man came to the planet without progenitor and has worshipped and praised to God. So yeah, that is going to happen. The dead are coming back. The souls are coming back. It's going to be great. And God creates a new heaven and an earth. Easy to imagine. We're going to have Nibiru out there, and we're going to have him come to the planet Earth, work out a couple of our kinks. And my great prediction is that together the humans and the gods are going to terraform Venus, and we're going to have the twin planets be twin planets, and we'll be able to live between these two planets. Nibiru is going to continue its journey and come back and visit us, but we're going to be interstellar in the next couple, starting at the end of this year. We're going to begin our interstellar journey. We've always been destined to be interstellar, and so our Creator is coming back and is going to instruct us on a lot of cool things. All right, that's my video. That's my quick study of the end times. Eschatology. Go to Wikipedia and do your own study. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm horrible at documentation. horrible. So I'm not going to leave anything in the description other than a basic description. Watch the video, post some comments, share these videos. Let's help as many people understand what's coming. And my new thing. Peace. Bye.